government intervention to the market dynamics. Why? Market is not so good as we think in our mind. Okay, everybody could not reach its price equilibrium, demand and supply curve easily. Okay, for that reason, sometimes government to produce efficiency to save the right of their producers and consumers, government intervene to the market price mechanism. Okay, let's start with why government intervene, how, and what will be the result. We have three questions. Okay, we have always three questions in our mind. Why government need to intervene to the market price mechanism? What is the reason behind that? Second, if he decides to the market to intervene, what will be the way? And third, if the government intervene to the market price, what will be the result? Okay, these will have mean why, how, and what is the result? Big question in our mind. Let's look at these graphs. First, just for 30 seconds, look at the left-hand side and the right-hand side and try to understand these graphs. Okay, just for 30 seconds. Okay. The left-hand side and the right-hand side of this graph is just look at these pictures. This one. This is directly my demand curve as labeled as D. Okay, this is my demand curve. And this line is my supply curve. This P star and Q star is my basic equilibrium in the market. Okay, basic equilibrium in the market is this P star and Q star. Here we are in equilibrium. Supplier and demander reach a price and quantity equilibrium. But what about for this P max price? Please look at this dash line, this line, okay? This strike line, price tailing line. What is this showing to you? For instance, in the P max, what you are seeing in the market? In the P max, we see that when we cross this price with the supply and demand curve, for the price P max, the demand is QD here, okay? And for the P max, the supply is here, QS. So we understand that quantity demanded is greater than the quantity supplied for this P max. Why? Because just think this. We are in equilibrium here. And this price is less than our price equilibrium, right? It means that there is a market equilibrium price and we have a price lower than market equilibrium. If this price lower than market equilibrium, what will happen in this price? Everybody demand more, but nobody will sell, right? Quantity demanded will be greater than the quantity supplied in this price, right? Because this is less than, this is cheaper than the market price. For that reason, in this price, everybody will demand, but nobody will try to supply, sell in this price. So quantity demand will be greater than quantity supply. And what is the result? Shortage. Okay, everybody demanding something, but nobody is selling. This will be the result of the shortage. Okay, here look at the right-hand side. As you see, price and quantity, demand and supply curve, and in this P star, as you see, and this P star, we have quantity supplied here. As you see, quantity supplied is here, but the quantity demand is here. So in this amount, we have shortage. Everybody wants to buy, but nobody wants to sell. Because this P star price is less than my market equilibrium price. So if somebody, some authority, some governor, some manager determine a price that is less than the market equilibrium price, this is price tailing, meaning that you will never sell a good higher than this price. Even you try to sell into another market, another seller. There is directly a strict regulation on this price. So my question is this. My basic question is this. If there is a perfect competition into the market, and if the market finds itself an equilibrium price with P star Q star equilibrium here, as you see here, why a government put a price ceiling mechanism here? It is less than my market equilibrium price. Why a government decided? The basic answer is this. In some markets, sorry for this, in some markets, let's say in Ukraine and Russia war crisis, in one day, the petroleum prices, commodity prices, energy prices directly gone up approximately in 1 month 100%. In 1 year, approximately 200%. For instance, the natural gas prices reached to 6, and now it is in equilibrium in around 2.5. Meaning that 3 times greater prices during the war crisis. And if this is your price equilibrium before the war, and if there is a war suddenly come enter to your country, let's say you are Germany, you are importing the natural gas from the Ukraine and the Russia, the market equilibrium price is around, before the war is $3, and suddenly with the war, price goes up here, let's say 6. What will be the German government reaction to the unexpected war equation, war occurrence? What will be the result? Because if your government keep your rights, and if they are trying to make you happy and your well-being is better, with any reaction to the market changes, price changes, war changes, they should take the necessary action to sustain your well-being before the shocks as it is before the crisis. So German government come to the market and say that nobody can sell to the natural gas above $2.5. So I have a private question. If you are the seller of the natural gas, and you know that before the crisis, the equilibrium price for the natural gas is $3, right? And the government suddenly come to the market, regulate the price mechanism, and here they are saying that the upper price will be 2.5, and nobody can sell to the market above the 2.5. As a producer, as a supplier, I know that market is ready to buy it with $3, but government say that the highest price is 2.5. What will be my result as a producer? As a producer, I will never sell this natural gas to the market officially. I will sell this unofficially, black market. Okay. There will be a black market in price selling. If you put a price selling, producer will not sell these goods and services to the market officially. They will sell from the backdoor operations, from the hidden places, from the secret places, because they know that market is ready to buy that. But government don't want that. So if market is ready as the household, and if the producer is also ready to sell, why government put something as a price selling? Because their basic reaction is election. Governments are always populist, okay? They always play to the tribune, okay? So if a government put a price selling, they will say to their household and their citizen on TV shows that they decrease to the prices from 3 to the 2.5, because they need this advertisement before the election. Okay, their reaction is saying this: we are conserving your rights and your well-being. Okay, they are trying to prove this, put a price selling by regulating the market condition. But as I say, if you put a price selling, the result will be the black market. Okay, there will be always shortage, and the result will be the black market. And look at this one now. First, we have three questions. Why government intervene into the market? We say that they are populist. They want to show that they are preserving, they are saving their rights of the citizen. Okay. So the government intervention for the price selling, basic reasoning is this: to keep the consumer right. Okay. To sustain, to maintain the consumer well-being. Okay. The price selling mechanism behind reasoning is this. How they are doing? They are declaring a price selling mechanism to the market. They are declaring a price selling mechanism to the market, and they are observing and monitoring the market mechanism with detection. And what will be the result of this? The result of this price selling is black market. Nobody, no producer will sell this product into the market with its own will. It will just because of the regulation. And now, the reverse, the price flooring. Okay, price flooring, the reverse mechanism. What is the mechanism? I'm going to take. What is the mechanism behind that? Wait. Sorry for this. Actually, I'm starting to produce this basic price flooring and selling price mechanism, but their dynamics in government intervention mechanism is vice versa. And what will be the reason behind this price flooring? We are asking the same question again. Hang on a sec. The mechanism is reverse. Here on the left-hand side, we have demand, market demand, and market supply. MD is market demand and MS is market supply. And we are here. We have an equilibrium, E. Okay. price and quantity. And suddenly, the government comes to the market and saying that this is the lowest price you can sell this product. And this is the price flooring. As you see, in this place, there is a surplus because everybody supplying as the amount of B, but people demand as the amount of E. So B minus E is the surplus in the market. There are lots of products we are selling to the market, but nobody wants to buy. So now I'm asking the question again. Why a government, let's explain this right-hand side graph again as well. Price floor and minimum wage or price, let's say. Like, for instance, minimum wage for the factory workers, let's say. Okay, this is like this. Creates a surplus if above equilibrium, as you see here. This is the surplus in the market because everybody wants to supply in this price, but nobody wants to sell. So this QS minus QD is a surplus in the market. My question is this. In the previous one, in the price tailing, we say that government wants to prove to their citizen, their household, that they are working for their well-being and they are decreasing some prices if there is a shock into the market. So they just trying to make a TV presentation before the election. They want to improve, they want to show their well-being of their consumers, their citizens. So now, what will be the reason behind the price flooring? If in price tailing you are producing and you are keeping and saving the rights of your consumer, if you put a price floor, your consumer will be worse off because they will not buy this product in this prices. This is even higher than the market equilibrium. So, what is the reason behind now? Why a government put a price flooring? Because in your country, you are not only have the consumers, you have also producers. Let's say Dr. Walchin produces corn in their farms approximately 1,100 kilograms. Okay, he produced corn and he wants to sell to the market during the summer term. But the price in the market for the corn is just $3. And Dr. Walchin started to calculate his cost from the beginning of the production of the corn at the end. And he said that I put the fertilizer, I put the cleaner, I put the washer, I waited 8 months to corn to be produced in the fields. Then I make harvest. I paid for the workers to make harvest. I bring all those to the factories. I differentiate product from its spoiled parts, etc., etc. Then Dr. Walchin understands that producing 1 kilogram corn cost him $4. All cost for Dr. Walchin is for 1 kilogram corn is $4. But now, if he wants to sell his product into the market price is just $3. What the Dr. Walchin do and what he thinks? He thinks that produced corn is whole loss for me, huge loss. I'm producing, I'm waiting 1 year, I'm paying all costs, I'm paying for 1 kilogram for $4, and if I want to sell my products, they are paying for $3 for 1 kilogram. In each kilogram, I'm getting a loss for $1. Then what will Dr. Walchin do? he will go to the government and say that, officers and our government officials, please look at these official bills that I took from the fertilizer factories, worker wage, etc. This is the cost that I paid until today while producing this corn. And I paid for each kilogram $4. And now you are saying that $3 is the market price for corn. As government, you should also conserve and keep my well-being as producer as well. And government save to maintain their well-being of their producer now. They are saying that market price is now here. Okay, because if the market price is in equilibrium prices, our all producers will get lost. They will never produce because the producer of this product is nothing. Then government entered the market and saying that this will be the lowest price that you can sell this. Now, consumer worse off, producer better off. Look at this one. Look at this one. In this case, producer worse off, consumer better off, because consumer now buying this product less than the market prices. Consumer is better off in price selling, but producer worse off. And now, in the price flooring, producer is better off and consumer is worse off. So, in price selling, government mechanism is to save the right of their, in price selling, to save the right of their consumers. In price flooring, to save the right of their producer. Okay, you should make a balance between those people. And look at these graphs now. Ineffective price flooring and ineffective price selling. What is this? This is showing you something so bare. Okay, you should understand this mechanism clearly, crystal clearly, because if you understand the mechanism behind this price and where should be the price floor and where should be the price selling, you will understand how government intervene and where should be the price selling and price flooring mechanism. Look at this graph. This is market equilibrium, right? And if you put a price flooring, what is the meaning of the price flooring? The lowest price, right? The lowest price you can sell. If the price flooring is less than the market equilibrium, it is ineffective, right? They will directly go to the here, right? Every floors go to the equilibrium price, because in the price flooring, it should be, look at this graph, your price flooring is above your market equilibrium price, right? So if you put a price flooring below the market, it is nonsense, right? It is nonsense. If this is floor, everybody can buy from here, right? The floor should be above the market price. And the reverse, price selling, if you put a price selling above the market price, it is ineffective. It should decrease. So you should understand the mechanism behind price selling and price flooring. Price flooring should be above the market equilibrium. Price selling should be below the market equilibrium price to be effective for the government. And now, what will it say? Price selling, price flooring, and their efficiency mechanism. And now, government can also intervene to the market with the tax and subsidy mechanism. For instance, if you, let's say you are living in Iran Okay, you are living in Iran, government, or Saudi Arabia. They are also Islamist government, and drinking alcoholic beverage in those countries is sin and strictly forbidden. But as we know, there is a black market for alcoholic beverage. Government also knows this. Everybody buy those type of beverage from the black door operation or under the ground, right? Black market. But government also want their people to deter their demand from the alcoholic beverage. What can he do? He can put a huge tax on the alcoholic beverage and say that now selling the alcoholic beverage on the market is free, right? No sin, no restriction, no forbidden. But normally one glass of beer is $5. With the tax, it is $20. Would anybody demand the beer? No, because normal price is $5. But government putting $15 tax on the, look at this, $15 tax on the beer prices to decrease the consumption and to stop the consumption of alcoholic beverages. So, if government wants to stop something consumption or decrease the consumption of that, he can put a tax. The second mechanism behind the government is this: government to pay the government officials to make your ways, to make your hospitals, to pay your well-being. Government needs taxes. Government needs revenue. Okay. Government don't have a treasury under the ground and pay your wages from that ground. No, you are paying your wages every time. This is the pension mechanism. In your income, every time you are paying income taxes, and this is paid for the retired person as the pension salary. Okay, this is the mechanism. There is no magnificent government that is found a treasure from the ground and he is not taking tax from their citizens and giving the services to their citizens. This is impossible. This is not sustainable. Okay, so to pay your infrastructure, to make your hospital, to make your street, to make your life, to build up your schools, to bring some buses for the public transportation from the abroad. Government needs revenue, and this is your tax, this tax. So even if the government don't want to decrease the consumption of some product, he also sometimes need to get the taxes from those products as well. Okay, and look at this one. Look at this one and look at this one. Here, as you see, government try to decrease the consumption of this product, and now consumer is worse off, as you see. Okay, consumer is worse off. But producer is also worse off here. In this case, government can make this mechanism reverse of taxes with subsidy mechanism. For instance, let's say in the corn producer, let's think that Cuba. Okay, Cuba is a country producing tobacco products. And let's say suddenly in the world, tobacco prices decrease 80%. But all income is for the Cuban country is tobacco products. So what will be the government do? Government will give the subsidy to the tobacco producer to give the subsidy to make their well-being happy and to make their producers well-being to be sustainable. Produce those products next year as well. If this year every tobacco producer will get lost and government not compensate that loss, next year government will not found any tobacco product on the street because nobody will produce it because it is huge loss. Okay, somebody should compensate this. And our last graph is this one. Sometimes, again, government look at this one, quotas and tariffs for the international trade. Okay, sometimes, let's say, in Turkey, we are producing huge textile products. Okay, this is the textile product of Turkey. Okay, now, and here, let's say, textile product prices of the world is here. You see here, textile product of price of world and textile product of price in Turkey is this here. So, is any consumer, any household demand the textile product with Turkish price? No, they want to buy with world price. They will import, right? Because the price is so cheaper than the Turkish domestic prices in international market, right? We see that. But government can also take action in here. What is the reason? Because if everybody imports those textile products from the international market, to whom our domestic producers sell those products? Nobody, right? If all our citizens import those textile products from the international market, our domestic producer will not sell, couldn't sell their products because nobody sells from them. So government now saying that I'm putting a tariff and quotation to those textile products to import from international market. And this is the tariff. After some point, you will not make import from those markets. In quotation, you will not make import from those markets. So what will be the result? What is the reason behind that? Again, in quota and tariff, we are trying to keep the rights and the well-being of our producers because they produce, but the cheaper, not the cheaper price. It is higher prices. But if our consumer, household consumer demand all those products from the international market, and now our domestic producers will face with huge loss and never produce those products in coming years. So government should compensate this action. They will intervene to the market, with quotas and tariffs to the imports of those products. And now domestic producer can sell that product with their domestic prices. As you see, this shape is really, really important, my friend. As you see here, the producer surplus. Look at this graph. Look at this graph. In world prices, as you see in world prices, look at the world prices. This is the world prices. In the world prices, look at this triangle. This, and this. This is full consumer surplus in world price. And only this region is the producer surplus now in the world price. This region, just this region. And if my government put a tariff now the consumer surplus is here. So consumer surplus is decreased at this much, right? At this much, at this amount, consumer surplus is decreasing. And with tariff prices, the producer surplus is here. Before here, now here. So this place from consumer surplus passed to the producer surplus. So what happened to this place? This place, the tariff and import quotas goes to the government as tax revenue. So what will be happen to this orange place? These are the deadweight laws, social laws. So man and the woman. If government intervenes in the market, there will be always inefficiency. because we are trying to find another market price, another price mechanism other than the equilibrium prices. So this will create a social loss and the deadweight loss for the market. This is the end of my presentation. For the government interventions of market price mechanism, I'm here for 10-15 minutes to reply your question detail if you have.
This is indeed a very, very important presentation in the world of economics. As you could see, we're dealing with a lot of graphs and statistics. Those are requirements to fully understand a field like economics, the things that we interact with on a daily basis. And Dr. Dogan did emphasize that the government has to jump in anytime there is a need for some type of equilibrium with regards to what happens to the prices, the price ceiling or the price flooring. Those are issues that really require very strict, tough interventions. And of course, the authorities, the government, they are the ones who have the power to intervene and resolve issues. Otherwise, we all would end up in deep, very deep trouble. We are at the stage right now, ladies and gentlemen, when, as I've been inviting you, the time to ask questions about any aspect of this presentation by Dr. Abdulkadir Dogan. So go ahead, please. If you want to ask questions, this is the right time to do so. It's just a matter of raising your hands. You don't have to do that physically. Like we've been explaining, there is a horizontal menu at the very bottom of your screen, whether you are using a computer or tablet or cell phone. This menu will be available at the very bottom, where you will see one of the options, one of the icons there that reads reactions. When you hover your mouse around that reactions icon at the bottom, you will see the hand option, which you will click on to ask your questions, pretty much like some of our participants are doing it right at this time. And we're gonna first go to Magbior Mangong. Magbior, please go ahead and ask your question.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Professor, for presentation. It's really amazing. My question is, what are the tools for an open market to reduce inflation when government intervention? What are the procedures that it has to apply to reduce inflation in the market?
Okay. Thanks, Mango. I can directly say that for the government to reduce inflation, it is not the topics of microeconomics. First of all, it is macroeconomics topic, because inflation is a macroeconomic topic. But with microeconomics, okay, perspective, I can directly say that. As you know, what will be the result of inflation? So look at this mechanism. Look at this mechanism. There is a equilibrium price here, and inflation meaning that prices is higher. So if we are here, prices is higher, right? Right, in this prices. There is a prices here. And if I am here in this price, okay, if I'm in this price, this means that my demand is greater than my supply, if the price is increasing, right? Demand is greater than the supply, and every time the producer and market seller increasing their price because demand is so much. So government, with the basic tools, imports lots of products if it is a specific product. Let's say the inflation is only in a specific sector. I should take this phone. Sorry for that. Alo. Kadir Beyciğim, nasılsınız?
I remind you, ladies and gentlemen, that Dogan is currently on the phone responding to a phone call that is urgent. You are following his presentation on the field of economics, looking at the equilibrium the government is trying to establish whenever there are some issues on the market, talking about market dynamics. Price ceiling, price floor.
Ben şimdi halledeyim, hemen arıyorum zaten. Tamam.
Make sure you are ready for your questions as Dr. Dogan is wrapping up his phone call. Right.
Sorry for this. Again, as I said, if the inflation is in a specific product, let's say market prices for all products is just inflation is 3%, and let's say the what can I say, that Mercedes-Benz, the brand of the special product of the cars, let's say inflation in this product is 80%. Everything is 3%, just Mercedes-Benz price is 80%. So government action is this. First, try to import lots of Mercedes from the international market. Because if there is inflation in the market, supply is insufficient. Okay, demand is high and supply is insufficient, and price is going up. So you should either decrease demand or increase the supply. So to increase supply, I will import the Mercedes-Benz from international market. To decrease the demand, to decrease the price of the Mercedes-Benz, I will put higher interest rate on the loans for the product, Mercedes-Benz product. So nobody will demand that product with that loan rate. So demand will decrease and price will decrease as well. Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Dogan. Emmanuel Owure, that's your turn now. Emmanuel.
Okay, so my question is on the comments why governments reduce price to maintain the well-being of the people. He did mention that this is done normally during the times of election. So since we know the motive behind their doing that is for their own selfish reason, so can we really say it is for the well-being of the people? That's my question.
Okay. So if I understand correctly, you're asking why the government tried to increase or decrease the well-being of the consumers and their citizens, or could you ask the question in different terms? Is it possible?
Okay,
let me try to paraphrase what Emmanuel is trying to say. He is telling us that whenever the governments, regardless of the country, whenever governments intervene with price dynamics, trying to control things to please the population, it is usually in periods, in times of elections. So that's not really a move from the government to help out the people. It's just for government officials to be elected. I guess I interpreted your question correctly, Emmanuel. If not, just please correct me. And that's the tendency of the question, Dr. Dogan. Why is that the governments are doing that only in times of elections?
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah, so just to make it a little bit clearer, sorry, to make it a little bit clearer. So in line with what this said, so if that is the motive, can we really say that it is the well-being of the people or for their selfish reason?
No, actually, they are just trying to show they are thinking about their well-being of their citizen, but this is not correct. If they are thinking, they are not taking this action only before the election. Okay, they don't make this investment only before the election. Government never worry about what is the price of the coke in the market. Okay, what is the pepper price of in the market? What is the BMW or Mercedes-Benz or Audi price in the market? When they concern this price, do you know? When? Only when they realize that the increase in the prices will decrease their voting and their familiarity into the market. They only concern in this situation. Okay. When they realize that the increased prices of the cars decreasing their election rate, they will directly enter into the market. Otherwise, even you will be worse off. It is not important for them. Okay. Because they believe that market will always find their correct prices on itself.
All right, Hannah
Yeah.
Gilbert, we are with you at this time. Hannah. Are you with us, Hannah, for your question or comment?
I
Hannah,
think he is unmuted.
go ahead. Oh, you are still muted. Let's see. What about now? It must be on your end, Hannah, because I've done everything from my system to unmute you. So give it a try later on, but let's move now to Adeni Tinobu. Adeni Tinobu.
Yeah, good morning over there. Hello.
Adeni.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yeah, my question is the effectiveness of the price decision. What are the decision maker with government intercession in the price?
Do you get that very clearly, Dr. Dogan?
Could you repeat the question again?
Adeni.
Yeah. I said, what are the effectiveness of the government in determining the price?
It's a combination of microeconomics and macroeconomics. So in terms of what the decision makers do very specifically, there are so many variables that will, be playing out, get into the equation, that I don't think it's very, very easy really to determine in the case of every country how the decision makers actually get into the process to play with the prices, unless Dr. Dogan has a more specific clarification.
Actually, I really didn't understand the question here.
My understanding is simply that Hannah was asking how the process unfolds, how the decision makers from the government jump into the process to control the prices. My humble understanding is that this is not something that we could see very clearly, but go ahead, Dr. Dogan.
Okay, this is basic. As the regulator, you have the power in the market. Okay, so for the, let's say, the wholesaler, not the retail seller, but the wholesaler, let's say, we directly realize that for the big seller, wholesaler is distributing their supplies to the market in a center. Then if you send your regulator, send your officials to the center of those places, and if you say that this is the fee, this is the punishment to sell the product upper this bound and lower this bound, this will the result. Nobody can even try to do so, because if they try one time and if you suspend their operation for 3 years, nobody even try, not sell, even try. Okay, only unofficially, as I say, in black market, nobody realizes it. Okay, officially nobody can sell.
All right, thank you very much. I want to remind you, ladies and gentlemen, we are almost at the end of this presentation by Dr. Dogan. I don't know if you want to take one more question, Dr. Dogan.
Yes, only one, please.
Just one more question, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Dogan has been really outstanding in his presentation. And I want to take this opportunity to remind everybody, particularly to those who asked the question, that the entire session has been recorded, is still being recorded, and that recording will be made available to each and every one of you. You've lost absolutely nothing. The recording will be either put on your student portal or sent to your inbox very soon. The last question, if we have any. If not, this is time up by Dr. Dogan. We are very, very grateful to you, Doctor. We want to thank you very much on behalf of the entire institution of Atlantic International University. Thank you very, very much. You be blessed. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a real pleasure. Your attendance has been essential to the success of this event, and we invite you again tomorrow, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Thank you very much again, everybody, and I hope you have a very blessed Tuesday. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.